So you're taking a look at these little Arccos sensors to track your performance on the golf course. And while these are a really great product, I will give you the positives first. I really love the way they integrate. They do make the club feel a little bit heavier, which some people like, some people don't. So that's a benefit or a negative for some. Um, but the weight does matter, especially if you have the grips that you're used to playing. They are going to play a little heavier, and they're going to play a little heavier in the butt end when you screw them into the club itself. They screw in nicely. They don't fall out. There's no issue there. They actually are a nice soft touch on the outside, so that's a positive as well. The kicker on these is once you install them on all your clubs, you do get 14 of them. You also get one for the putter. The clubs feel a little different, and also most amateurs are going to see their data, which the data actually works very well. It's dependent on GPS and T markers and all that stuff. It all varies depending on when you pick up the club. You can adjust it after the fact if you think something's incorrect or it doesn't count a stroke or something like that. It's rare, but it does happen. And the anomaly for me on this is, though, after you start using it for a little bit, you may see yardages that you don't think you're used to seeing. You may hit your 8-iron perfect distance 1 out of 10 times that you hit it. That's your longest distance. Well, that's not your average. So you have to be aware that this is going to show your averages, not just your best shots. And most people are going to get potentially an ego trip on that and try to hit the ball further and further, or it may get in your head. I'm a bit of a head case on a golf course, so for me it was a little bit too much information. But if you're really trying to pinpoint where you want to improve, and if you are a college golfer or you're just a recreational golfer that's trying to get to another level or improve your handicap by 4, 5, 6 different levels, I mean, it's going to be something that's going to be more aimed at somebody chasing a single handicap figure than it is the 20 handicap. And that's just the reality of the situation. And most the potential buyers that are going to be buying this are going to be falling in that category. Just don't get caught in the race of trying to hit the ball further and further and further just to play to a number, because it will tell on you pretty quickly and show, hey, yeah, you may have hit it further, but you hit it this far offline on average. And all the information you get is very similar to what you'd see on TV, on PGA Tour stats and things like that. So you can track it. It does require quite a bit of golf to really get a firm basis of what your yardages look like and things like that. And it grows as you grow, and it continues to change as you change on the golf course based on performance. So if a little bit of extra weight doesn't bother you on these, I'd highly recommend them. The only downside I've found with them is one, the mental part of part of accepting your yardages with these and really owning that and taking it to the course with you and being aware that that is how it is reality and most of the time. But the only physical hardware problem with these I've found, and I know there's an update for it, the putter sensor for the current version that I have, it looks like there's a new version out. It doesn't pick up all the time. I know I could understand why that's pretty difficult for them to register compared to a full swing. So beware that the putter doesn't pick up all the time. Most of the time you're taking your strokes gained, that type of data from putting anyway, rather than how far you took, how far your putts were. I'm more interested in how many putts it took me to get it in the hole, and generally you can remember close enough to update it after your round. So if that doesn't bother you, I highly recommend these. They feel great. It's a good, well-made product. They stay in place. They're better than any of the other similar technology I've seen. And the app works really, really well, and it's very user-friendly. And the GPS yardages are nice with it as well. So be aware, and it does require the subscription after a certain point, but nonetheless, pretty unique product, probably one of the best in the golf world for what it is, and I tend to recommend them, especially if you're a high-quality golfer.